Beneath the glow of every golden age lies a quiet truth. Wealth has never been safe. Not in the splendor of empires, not in revolutions, not even in the so-called stable eras between wars. From Babylon's palaces to Rome's villas, the powerful always knew. Money was never just money, it was power, insurance, survival. While ordinary people trusted the system, the elites learned something greater. Not how to play the game, but how to protect themselves from it. The real question isn't how they became rich, but how they stayed rich when everything else collapsed. In ancient Mesopotamia, kings and merchants didn't hoard silver. They tied it to temples, land and trade monopolies. Temples were the first central banks, protected by divinity. To touch their assets was to defy the gods. Wealth wore sacred armor. Egypt refined the same logic. Pharaohs stored value not in coins, but in soil, grain, and the gold veins of the Nile. Land was the truest currency, food the ultimate store of value. Nobles donated estates to temples so their land survived regime changes. Money could lose its worth overnight, but the Nile never stopped flowing. The Greeks valued mobility. Merchants spread their wealth across city-states. Athens, Corinth, Rhodes, the earliest form of offshore banking. If one city fell, another offered refuge. Wealth wasn't just what you owned, but where you kept it. Rome turned this into an art. Senators and generals knew that the emperor could reward or ruin them in a day. So they diversified: land across provinces, contracts, loans to foreign kings, and hidden reserves of gold or art far from politics. They lived inside the system, but were prepared to survive outside it. When the empire fell, the treasury was empty, but great families still ruled over land, food, and labor. The state died, their wealth endured. In the Middle Ages, protection took the shape of faith. Nobles hid fortunes under the church's shield. A king could seize your land, but not the property of God. Families donated estates to monasteries and reclaimed them generations later. Religion became a financial shelter, and it worked. Then came Florence and the Medici. Wealth no longer needed to move. Reputation did. A note, a signature, a name could transfer value across borders. Even if they lost everything in one city, their fortunes survived in another. Their money was invisible, yet everywhere. Across the Islamic world, from Baghdad to Cairo, merchants perfected the same art. The Hawala system let them move wealth through words and trust, not coins. No ruler could confiscate what didn't physically exist. Value flowed through honor, not geography. As nation-states rose, the powerful didn't fight the system. They partnered with it. In Venice, Amsterdam, and London, great merchant families financed wars and bought government debt, earning immunity and influence in return. While states taxed the public, these families profited through every crisis. Wealth became a political shield. History tells one hard truth: protecting wealth depends on two things: control and distance. Control means owning assets that hold value beyond politics. Distance means spreading them beyond the reach of any one ruler or system. The ancients knew it. Wealth kept entirely inside the official system is wealth at risk. And that lesson matters now more than ever. A single click can freeze your account. A decree can erase your savings. Markets can collapse in days while inflation quietly eats away trust. The old elites never relied on the state, and neither should you. The tools changed, gold, diversification, private holdings, digital assets. But the principle remains. Never confuse stability with safety. History doesn't repeat, but its traps always return. People trust stability until the morning it disappears. The wise act before that morning. True financial freedom isn't just having money, it's knowing how to protect it. Because the system always serves those who rise above it. The rest realize too late that their wealth was never truly theirs. If this story gave you a new way to see history, stay. The answers to tomorrow's crises are hidden in yesterday's lessons, and together we'll uncover them one by one.